Alright. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Lambo Within here, and today we're back with another Kyoto walkthrough. And yeah, I already did part 1 about a couple of days ago, so if you want any clarification on how I even got to this point, then please, by all means, check that video out. I explain, you know, how this is a very, very confusing area for a lot of people because, you know, the game really doesn't explain anything. It doesn't tell you what quest to do. It doesn't even have, like, the quest on the right-hand side like it normally does. But, basically, to sum up what I did last time, Kyoto is basically an area where a lot of new players stop playing the game, mostly because everything's vague. And I consider this to be the first city in Onigiri where there's not a lot of people to help you, and that is kind of sad, but yeah, it's kind of inevitable. But that's why I'm here. I'm here to give you a walkthrough of Kyoto's story because it is probably the most confusing, most vague, most stupid, in my opinion, story area in the whole game, yet I love the look of the city. So, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Now, for a little bit of clarification, a little bit of a brief summary. When you enter into Kyoto, each of the partners that you have met in the story so far have their own mission. And that mission corresponds with a certain dungeon. Say, for example, Ibaraki, who I've done already. I've done hers in the last video. Hers, she's like the first one when you run into in Kyoto. She's like right there, literally right there. And so when you talk to her, you know, you'll be led a yellow quest arrow, which we all know leads to a main story dungeon. And so once you complete the dungeon that it corresponds with, basically you talk back to Ibaraki and you'll see her in this general area. This is a cool sign to let you know that the story partner you've done is complete. So in my case, I finally finished Ibaraki's quest, and so she's going to be around this park area. That's where all your partners are going to be when you finish their quest, and when you need to repair and all that. They'll be around this general area for a good chunk of Kyoto, probably until you hit Mount Kurama, which is towards the end of the Kyoto story, which we'll get to later because Mount Kurama has a pretty toxic boss in it. I'm just gonna leave it like that. But in this video, we're gonna try to finish Kyoto's story. This might extend into a part 3 just because it is a very lengthy story and it's a pretty stupid story, and there's a whole bunch of complications and things that you have to do that's really fucking stupid. Anyway, so now we have to do 3 more people. So when you do these people, these main quests for each partner, there should be 7 if you count Yoshitsune, but all you do is talk to her and that's pretty much it. But basically there's 7 quests. So we have Kaguya's, Momo's, and Suzano's, and that's it. That's pretty much it. So our goal today is finishing Kyoto. That might be a little tough considering Kyoto is definitely not the quickest story area, geez, to complete, but hey, we gotta do it somehow. So I think we're going to do the you know, let's do Kaguya's, mostly because hers is just literally you talk to her, you do a dungeon, and then you leave. You do the dungeon, and then you talk to her, and then there she is, right on the spot, just chilling, being a doll. So like I said, Kyoto's a very, very confusing story area because the game is not explaining much of what you're supposed to do. The game just is like, hey, you play enough of the game to know what you're supposed to do, go for it. Just do it. When in reality, you know, the game is still confusing in every way, shape, or form. But no worries. I mean, hey, I think that's like that with all games, you know. You start getting used to it and then they throw you a curveball. By the way, cool tip, if you're a sword user, you have like 2 ways of transportation. One step. It's a great transportation skill. If you're ever sick of running normal speed, just lunge everywhere. Just lunge everywhere. Alright, and that's pretty much the end of Kaguya's quest. You really don't have to, you don't talk to the boss again. Like in certain areas, you just kind of just leave. Kind of just leave here and call it a day. That's all you gotta do, really. But yep, that's pretty much the end of Kaguya's quest. I'm pretty sure we go back and talk to her, and then that pretty much spawns her in the central spot. I think it either spawns her in the central spot, or that's pretty much it. Oh, let me check right now, actually. I'ma check you. I'ma check you for you. First? What do you mean first? What you mean first, fam? I'm confused. I'm confuzzled. Okay, let's I'm gonna go ahead and head back to the park and talk to the Kyle gives in a T-pose. That's interesting. Is it a tree pose? Okay, yep, that was pretty much the end of her quest. You just come back and talk to her, no big deal. Alright, now we have 2 left. We have Susanoo's and Momotaro's. I think I'm gonna do the elephant in the room and do Susanoo's. So for Susanoo's, you do have to do a little bit of talking, and it's kind of stupid, but you gotta do it. So basically, when you go over here, there's a little guard that you're supposed to talk to. You know, Susanoo, being the bae badass he is kind of like, you know what, you know jack shit. You don't know shit. And so, next up, it leads us to, once you talk to the guard, it leads us to our next dungeon, which is the Yakumo Shrine. And oof, I remember when I was a beginner in this game, and I struggled with this fucking dungeon. I struggled with it. This dungeon is the bane of my existence. If it wasn't for like a close friend of mine, he would have. I swear, if it wasn't for a if it wasn't for a friend of mine that just happened to see me struggle, I probably would have been like, okay. So, thank God for him for helping me through that quest, because now I'm like all strong and OP and can do shit now. So, Yakumo Temple is a very interesting dungeon, very helpful for if you have a mount and you are trying to level it up. When field boss farming fails, this is the go-to place to do it. This dungeon is pretty much every boss that you have fought up until this point, which this dungeon is very, very difficult for someone that's in around the 40s and 50s. Mostly because it's all boss fights. See, like for example, first up is Beelzebub. Good old Beelzebub. So, like I said, this is a all boss dungeon, and that can be kind of intimidating to a lot of people, because I can't tell you how many times I've seen people do this dungeon and they just struggle and struggle and struggle. Alright, see, like right here, we're facing the Chief Daruma again, after like in Kishiden. There's also some like treasure chests. I'm just gonna get them for the sake of the moolah. Ah shit. I can play games, I swear. Next is the fucking eyeball whose name I can't pronounce. I think it's Ariman, something like that. The giant eyeball in Yamateikoku, who we're literally gonna beat the shit out of. Snap. So that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and get these chests over here. Okay, the next is good old Tiamat. A lot of new players can properly fuck this guy up now, but you know, you never know. Let's get these chests over here. Get some food. I need the food. Alright. Now this is the last enemy, quote unquote. It's supposed to be the boss of this area, but I find it very hard to believe. But that being said, that's the end of Yamateikoku. Okay. So once we've done that, we're gonna go ahead and turn in Susanoo's quest, and that leaves us with one more beautiful little quest thingy that I kind of sort of despise, but hey, what you gonna do? Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and find sweet Susanoo, if I can remember where they spawned him. I didn't mean to do that. Shit. Okay. Okay, so he's in the center. Okay. They'll be in the center. I promise you, they'll be in the center. Where is... Okay, there he is. Sup, boo-boo? Sup, baby? Completely missed the quest. Completely missed the quest. Yep, that's fine. Okay. Next up, we have... Oh, where's Momo? Momo! 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 Oh, let me see if I've gotten any more friendship items, because I know I have, I just can't remember. Go ahead and take care of the elephant in the room. Do I really need to... Just gonna go ahead and give Susanoo some stuff. I'm gonna give it to Kaguya. Okay. Okay. Now we can talk to Momota. I'll probably get that quest done once I figure it out. Bang. Is he in between the cracks? Oh, okay, yeah, he is. Okay. So I'm gonna show this section because I know some people get really confused whenever they get to this part of the quest where you have to talk to a goddamn centipede, but basically from the park you go right here, walk right down here. Now you might be thinking, I can't go in between the city. I can't go in between the valleys, can I? Well, you can squeeze through here. No matter what character build you are, you can squeeze through there. And the centipede will be right here. It'll be right there. Because I know some people, they get this quest and they're like, where the fuck is he? Well, there he is. So now we gotta, I think I know where to... Okay, so the quest is right here, front of the spirit's nest. Just saves a lot of walking. Okay. Typical to the layer. A very interesting dungeon. But yeah, basically this dungeon's pretty it's a little on the lengthy side, but it's bearable. Oh, 1 second, you guys. Oh, never mind. Strange invitation. Just grab that. Alright, that is it for Miroku. That is it for the Momotaro. And I think that is everything for the first section of Kyoto. You see how I say the first section of Kyoto? There are just like multiple little parts in the story of Kyoto, and so yeah, when I say first section, I'm not kidding. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Go ahead and talk to this man who can't keep his pet in order. That's it. We're gonna go ahead and let me claim this present real quick. So next up, we're gonna go ahead and hi, Mr. Cloud Jr. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and teleport to this specific spot. Okay, I thought my game froze for a second. I was about to have a fit. Anyway, let's pop some more Moon King. Okay. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna go ahead and run all the way over here. The arrow leads us to this guy. Now you might be like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm gonna go ahead and talk to him. And then he's gonna ask you if you want to enter into this palace. And yep. You enter in and then you talk to like the centipede's mother, I guess. I don't know what it is. Okay. Alrighty. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that looks to be everything. Now, I gotta go for a second, but no worries, no worries. I'm not gonna let this last a while, but I got to go for a little bit, and it's just some chores, or it's just some errands I gotta run. So tonight, I'm going ahead and do part 3 of the Kyoto story. It's probably going to be the final part, mostly because everything left is pretty easy and not necessarily linear. It's pretty easy. Let me just put it like that. It's pretty easy. So, once you've gotten everything, once you've done the quest for all your partners, you're going to go ahead, talk to Momotaro, make sure everything's nice and good, and then ta-da! Now once you've completed all the quests and talked to everyone, you're going to see a yellow marker above Lady Shizuka. That's going to trigger section 2 of the Onigiri, or of the Kyoto story, where you're gonna have to infiltrate some bases like some motherfucking demon spies. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this short little stream. I would have made it longer, but I got some stuff to do, and I was farming on my other character. So, like I said, if you guys have any questions that you need answered, please just feel free to message me. My PSN is in the description, and yeah, we'll follow up with part 3 later on today. So yep, I hope you guys have a good, I guess, early evening. Hope you guys didn't feel too grumpy with the 1 hour sleep less we got. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this stream, and I will see you in about a few hours. I'm gonna make it reasonable. I'll see you in a few hours, and yeah, go ahead and get this lucky box, and alrighty then, I will see y'all later. Bye bye.